Is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Man, yesterday was a little bit of a down day, huh? Just a little bit, just a little bit. We sold off a little bit. We are bouncing, at least to this point in the day so far. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll run through the markets. We got you guys piling in. Good morning to Albert. Good morning, Adam, Andy, Bill, Brian D, Greg Gilbert's in the house. Good morning to Jay, Jenny, Jill. Good morning, Joe, JT, Kevin. We got Lucian. Good morning, Martina. Good morning, Matthew. Good morning, Ron. Shelby's going to join us. We got Sebastian. Good morning, Tina, Win. All my people out in YouTube land. Good morning to all you guys. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. All the lurkers sitting back there not commenting. At least do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up, that like, subscribe. Let's get to it. Let's do it. So we do have a gap up. Very, very, very interesting location. Man, Adam's got some rocket ships in there. You think this is rocket ship worthy? You think this gap is rocket ship worthy? I don't know. Rocket's gonna go either way. Yeah, that's true. They typically fall faster too. But yeah, we do have a little positivity in the markets today. So we're SPY right now at 432.96 pre-market. We closed at 431.39. Are we going to go bullish? Or does anybody want to look at this opportunity to buy some puts, sell some shares, close out of some positions, get a little bit more bearish at a better price? That I don't know. What I would say is we do have yesterday's VPOC that's sitting at a lovely location, 434.32. So that would be my target to the bullish side. That would also be my spot to say, you know what? I missed all that. I didn't get it short yet. I got nothing in the short direction. The market is just crushing lower. So that would be my spot to the lower side. We do have, we are above my imaginary gray line. That is 431.82. So I would look for that for some kind of support. If the market wants to rally and make all-time highs, it better do it soon. Jenny says I put some Starbucks. You don't like their coffee, Jenny? Is it a personal issue with Starbucks? But we came back. This is a pretty fantastic double bottom. We did close. So again, I wish I had a time machine because we could look at this thing in the future going, okay, double bottom. We had a pretty decent pullback. Market got saved and we rally. I can't say that's the case yet. In real time, at least, I cannot say that's the case. But that resistance right there, 434, somewhere around 434.54, somewhere right there. I got two VPOCs. I think three VPOCs. So I think that's going to be your spot to, if you want to attempt to go short. I think that would be it. I'm looking at every rip as an opportunity to sell shares, to get out of positions, to lock in profits. I think that's still our direction. But we had really two inside green days. Otherwise, 1, 2, 3 big massive days of selling off. It would make sense that the market wants to rally a little bit. Some shorts take some profits. Extremely bearish close yesterday. I think we do continue to come down, but this is not going to be an easy one to trade, quite honestly. So I would look bullish until we get to the to that 434.54, something like that. I'll just call it 434.50, but somewhere in that range, that's where I'm looking to possibly take this market short. I don't trust this gap. I don't know. I don't trust it. It's inside day, going to be a little bit choppy, going to be a little bit moving both ways. At times, sometimes quicker than others. Qs, on the other hand, gapping up above the VPOC. Say it ain't so, Joe. Yep, we are above yesterday's VPOC, so that look for that level to hold. Actually, I'm pretty happy that this is gapping up above yesterday's VPOC because I'll go bullish. Anything Qs bullish until that breaks. 359.80. I don't think we have really great targets. At least a long distance until we hit that resistance. Resistance would be 361.18. We do have a wide open gap up here. If this market actually wants to go crazy, go bullish, fill this gap, that would be an interesting location. I got a couple of VPOCs up there, so probably about 364.92. That's where I would say an extended bullish target is. Otherwise, to the downside, we did not really come in to test this 356.40, but again, yesterday's VPOC has to break. We have to break that, retest it, and then I think it's time to move down into at least that VPOC. But man, oh man. Let's take a look at Jenny Starbucks. I mean, my Starbucks this morning was cold, but was it an iced coffee or was it a hot coffee? Because if it was iced coffee, they did a great job. If it was supposed to be a hot coffee, short Starbucks. Starbucks still looks okay for you, Jenny. I don't think you have to worry too much. That was a crazy close we had the other day. We were still below today's VPOC. So if you are in this thing short, so far looking good, but 93.86 is the zone that I want to see hold. I don't want to see that really break. Higher than that, we're looking at 94.64. That was a pretty awful close, though, for anybody that is bullish. Anybody that's been getting the correct amount of coffee, the right temperature coffee. That was a horrible close for those guys. There's really nothing in the way until probably about 91.30, and then you start coming down to like $88. So there's definitely some room on Starbucks. Again, we are gapping up inside day, still below the VPOC. I wouldn't be too concerned yet. Let's see. Did I miss any tickers? No tickers this morning, huh? No tickers. Not even YouTube land. YouTube land. You guys are quiet too. Yep. We'll definitely take a look at Tesla. As soon as I say ticker, everyone goes, "Oh, let's do Tesla. Let's see what that one's doing." All right, I got above VPOC from yesterday, gapping above the opening price. What a disaster Tesla is. What a confusing beast this one could be. We are at a VPOC from here. This should be a little bit of resistance that we're opening into. We're still inside day. Let's see if we get at least a pullback. If you do want to go long on it, probably not at open. But your spot would be 257.51. If you guys like this thing short, the high of yesterday would be a good exit, a good stop placement. I'm really looking for 260.54 to hold. Anything up in that range, I think 260.54 is going to be our major resistance. That is a I mean, I don't know if they're benefiting from the. I mean, they are definitely benefiting from the strike from Ford, GM. But then longer term, think about this: if you work it for Tesla, you make $44 an hour, and if GM and Ford approve the deal, and those guys are making 44% higher than they were making before, immediately very good news for Tesla. But if you're a worker there, make me scratch my chin a little bit and say, I wonder if I could make a little bit more money. And eventually this rolls into to Tesla. I don't know, but yep, look for this roughly about 257.53, 257.50. Look for that to hold if you're bullish. If you are also bullish, that's probably a spot to buy it. You are at a little bit of resistance. It's going to be chop fest, I think, on Tesla at open. We'll see. AAPL. And then Ali wants to take a look at HPK. A little bit of a gap up as well. Again, another interesting location. The iPhone 452 is coming out today. So You're gonna get a little extra hype, probably some news coverage. I guess people are still waiting on lines and stuff for iPhones. I think. And if that's the case, then news is going to cover and people might get a little more bullish. But iPhone does come out today, and we are gapping above a very, very, very good resistance spot. The next little resistance I have is roughly about 175.70. Support on this thing should be 174.98. Another inside day, even with this gap and go. So look for a little bit of a pullback on some of these things. I think at open. And it's either going to be a little bit of a pullback or a major, and we just continue this direction down. But this one did close a gap from yesterday, so this wick, that's us closing the gap. We had a very, very bearish close, and we do have a little bit of a gap up, maybe trapping a couple people. But I think pressure is probably still to the downside, although I'm sure some bulls are looking at this double bottom go and gap go today, going, okay, maybe bullish. But and I would agree with that until this breaks. So look for 174.95. Look for 174.82. Let's go with that bigger one. 174.82. Let's see if that one breaks. I think that's where the Bulls' dreams die. We'll see. It's a trap to the trap to the trap. That sounds like a Drake song. We got a Baba gap. Yeah, we're actually really, really good. Actually, really good gap. Still got a lot of resistance out of it. 87.94 would probably be resistance. So if you want to take advantage of this gap, I think this one could probably fade first. Look for maybe about $87 to buy it off of. I'm going to be the first one. And that is actually really, I mean, that is completely bearish close. And they did come in with a nice little gap. Big resistance right ahead of us. So if you are going to play this thing, I would have to think a little pullback first. All right, let's take a look at HPK. High peak energy. I got a moving average coming in about $17.71. This is a pretty fantastic looking gap. I'm gonna have to add this one to the chart. Add it to the list. Scoot it on up. Refresh trading view and then scoot it on up, maybe, I think. I came in like a wrecking ball. All right, we got. Put this one to the top. HPK. Does it gap frequently? No, I don't see it gapping frequently. Is there news on this thing? Data. Fed comments in focus as exchange traded funds. Equity futures rise pre-bell Friday. Where's HPK? Activision Blizzard, RTX. High Peak Energy was up 7.1%. After its CEO, Jack Hightower, disclosed he purchased 5. Who puts a comma? What kind of comma is that? What is this, like international exchange or something? It's usually 1, 2, 3, then a comma. This is the most chaotic number I've ever seen in my life. I don't know. This is going to bug me out all for the rest of the day. I don't even know how many shares that is that he bought. That is, I don't know how to, this article, fake news. Company in Thursday, yeah, you did not file that number in your regulatory filing. That is garbage. There's way too many zeros, or the comma is out of line. But yep, nice little gap up though. Regardless, this is a good head and shoulders. We did break the neckline. This entire move was a test of the neck. I do like HPK a lot, regardless of the outrageous amount of shares that he may or may not have purchased. But high peak energy. Look for that resistance coming around 1737, but this is a really good gap. I think that might have the ability to break it. This is also a good retest gap. Head and shoulders. That was the test of the neckline. I kind of like everything about it. I've never day traded this one. No, I can't let it go win. That is the stupidest number I've ever seen in my life. There's you can't, like if it was art, I'd be like, it's art. It's art. Let it go. Dude, be creative. You can't be creative with a comma in. No, that doesn't make sense. BRO Bros. Dutch Bros. Starbucks kind of competitor. I think that's only on the West Coast though, but Dutch Bros. That one has a nice little gap up. I think resistance on this one is still in place. Let me see if longer term perspective. I mean, this one only IPO not too long ago. What, 2 years ago, something like that. So I don't have a lot of data on this one, but I'd be looking for resistance. Probably about 25.88. Yep, somewhere around this 25.88, 25.89. That would be a little bit longer term. I only got one real volume area. That's where the bear is going to try to hold this thing down. I don't think it's going to be a huge resistance, but you do have a gap and go again down at this level. I don't know if this is a bouncing spot or not. The fact that we got past some pretty serious wicks tells me that this one probably is going to struggle for a little bit longer. It is down absolutely massive though. I've never done any fundamentals on this thing. I can't tell you what I think this company would be worth or buying, or where I would want to buy. But maybe a little bit of support down here, and it is a gap and go today. So I'd probably be, in worst case scenario, we could play the risk to reward game. And I would say if this thing breaks this candle, 23.79, you're really trying to catch a falling knife. But you do have that gap and go if you want to try it. And stop would be 23.74, somewhere in that zone. And then if it breaks, just let it go. But if you like a long term, you're decent. Did I go over AMD? I'm about to. I don't know where you got your article from, Jay, but mine, no, that's, it looked like 500 gazillion shares. AMD, not a horrible gap up. Again, we are above. The same thing inside day. All the momentum, all the pressure is to the negative side, to the downside. That's going to weigh on any of these gaps, I think. I think you got a little bit of, I think you got some people in this market, and again, this could be a big, downtrend, down day. We're coming into some kind of value areas. I would definitely 100% agree, but I'm a little concerned about some of these gap ups and the push ups because I think some people might also be looking at this market going, okay, where can I go short? Where can I sell some shares? Where can I take some profits? And I'm a little worried that the negative pressure to everything is going to hold things back from some crazy runs, at least for now. Other than that, at least if you are bullish in inside day, so the spot to try to buy this thing, try to get it on a pullback, that'd be about $96.86, depending on where you put your comma. And then stop, same thing. I'd go lower the day of yesterday. You're really trying to catch some falling knives to go bullish on a lot of things. We are also about 50% retrace of this down candle. We do know that this double bottom right here is right at that 618. So again, could we bounce a little bit higher? And again, I don't know that I would buy puts here on AMD. I don't think I would. Let me get that pen. This is probably not the spot to buy puts. I think if we come up a little bit higher, where's that pen? I thought I clicked on it. Then it gave me a hand thing. Man, today is chaotic. Not even seeing that thing pop up. Oh, there it is. Right here is your support, and then this is probably my spot to buy puts. So if we get into this zone, this 102 zone, that would be the using the 618 as some kind of resistance and then come down. So right there would be my spot that I would look to buy puts. Here is going to be a little tough. Again, it's very tough for me to go bearish. I can't get out of this pen thing now. Oh, there it is. No, I can't. Come on, guy. Oh, there it is. No, it's back on. Today is crazy. Today is just a crazy day. All right, I'm back now. This zone's gonna be tough. This zone's gonna be tough because again, I think there's a lot of bearish pressure. I really can't go short down here. So for me, yeah, risk to reward. If we start breaking down yesterday, we definitely had probably back down to $92. Use some of those levels, try to buy it as low as possible. And I think that's the best way we could take advantage of most of the gaps, not just on AMD. Let some of these things use those levels that we have from yesterday as some kind of entry point. Use the bottom of the day as some kind of exit. And that's the only way to really catch a falling knife. Right. And if it just keeps on breaking, then just be out of it. Don't take the loss with it. Don't go for that ride. Otherwise, if you are bullish, yeah, I think this thing could probably get back eventually to 101.64, maybe 102, somewhere in that zone. So that would give us about $5 to the higher side. Do I think that happens today? Probably not. Today's target. Give me $100. Show me $100. No whammies. Let's see what happens. Tesla showed resistance in pre-market right around the 618 of yesterday's range. No problem, Tom. You got it. Anytime, Tom. All right, let's see. We got. Let's see. We do have the VPOC jumping up. Yep. I think if we could get to 260, be a heavy resistance. We even are trapping some people from kind of pre-market today too. After hours just did nothing but sell. All of those guys. We were trapping a lot of people. I would look for the big resistance come in 259.34. If we get through that, there's really nothing stopping us back into this 262 zone. Even with this double bottom, that's still a lower low. We're not able to make a new higher high yet. But again, yeah, risk reward. I'd probably have to look because of this gap up. I would have to be looking bullish on Tesla. And look for 257.22 to hold. So let's wait, see if we get a pullback. Let's see how the market wants to, or Tesla wants to handle this this zone down here, 257 and change. We are trapping some people from yesterday. It's not an awfully big gap considering where that VPOC is. We're above a bunch of moving averages that could support us, bring us up higher, and then right back into that 260 zone would be very interesting. So I don't know. My take on the market today is absolutely garbage. I mean, yeah, we're trapping some bears. I just don't think that many. I think we got a lot of pressure to deal with. Square, same thing. Nice little gap up, but still inside day candle. Not a lot of really crazy gaps. HBK is probably my favorite. And I'd still want that one to pull back a little bit before I buy it. Boeing. All right, so here's one that looks different. It's opening at the same price it closed at, so you didn't miss anything overnight on this one. Still below the VPOC from yesterday and looks like an absolute disaster. This one was a retest gap. We retested, and I think this one probably snowballs down further as well. NVIDIA. We got PMI 945. Jerome Powell did throw a lot of emphasis back on the numbers. So that gives us 15 minutes to trade. 15 minutes, and then we'll see what happens after PMI comes out. Nvidia does again. I like, as long as we can stay above 414.32. This is not a horrible gap on Nvidia to go to think bullish at least. Again, I'm not talking long term. I'm talking day trade wise. There's a lot of selling. A lot. Especially if you're the guy that got it up here. If you're the guy that got it somewhere around 495, this is a massive amount of selling. So we'll see. What I got? 2 more minutes. Meta did a nice little high wave yesterday. That one's kind of gapping up, still inside day candle into some resistance. FedEx just bullish. It only goes bullish. Inside day, interesting high wave candle, back into some resistance. This one probably could go a little bit higher before it comes down. So I'd be a little bullish at open on FedEx, probably 265.46. That's where I would be taking all my shilling. Amazon, we got 131.20. That one again, we are above yesterday's VPOC. So I'm gonna have to think bullish at open. I do have to think bullish. I would love to see a little bit of a pullback first. And SPY looks like it's coming down a little bit from my other screen. Shop. Everything is inside day. I think HBK is the only one that's really not. Disney. Liza's in the house. Good morning, Liza. Way to show up on time, Liza. 1 minute before the market. Crazy. All right. Yeah, even Disney has a nice little gap. We got good support on Disney down here. Probably targets for you 83.51. We'll see. PayPal got good gap up, holding some levels. Oracle chilling. So nothing too crazy. But we are moments away from the market open. Everybody out there in YouTube land, I do appreciate you joining us every morning. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. You guys are fantastic.